Okay, great. So we're recording now. So before we get started, let's just have everyone agree that we can go ahead and share this video publicly. So if you're on video, please give a thumbs up. And then if you're not on video, please give a verbal. Okay, Alexis, did you give a thumbs up? I didn't see. Sabah and Maria, you have to do it verbally because we can't see that. Okay, great. Thanks, Alexis.
Yeah, sure, Jared.
Okay, thank you, Sabah.
Yes.
Is that a yes from you, Maria?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, great. Perfect. So first of all, I just want to thank you guys for being engaged in all the ways that we've been evolving as a team. I feel like we're in heavy evolution mode now as we're putting all of these different systems in place to really, track what we're doing and organize what we're doing. And obviously, we've brought the teams together to really focus on this purpose of processing videos so that we can really understand them and understand the process and master the process so that we can, as we've talked about, really get more and more content out into the world, right? Because right now we're in this place where we're working to connect with more and more of the world. And so as we do, the first thing that happens is people say, well, what about this? And what about this? And how are you guys doing this? And what are, and that. So, all these questions come up. And in order for me not to have one-on-one conversations with everybody about everything, in order for you and other people not to have one-on-one conversations with everybody about everything, we have to get all those answers onto our website and into our videos and all of that sort of thing. Because like we talked about, right now, if you go to our website, very little of it reflects the work that we've been doing recently, right? Very little of it reflects this whole new open source aspect of our project and all of the different ways that we're reaching out to the world and encouraging the world to come connect with us with the nano actions and on and on and on. So what we're doing now, as you've seen, is putting that content. I mean, you guys have seen where I'm, just pumping out the content every day now in terms of just recording videos. And now is when, as we've talked about, it's up to you guys to be able to sort through those videos to find the good content in it, either that we can use directly from that video if it'll work. And the 2-minute and 40-second video that I shared, seems to be working pretty well with people that I'm sharing it with. And also, frankly, the 11-minute video that I shared with you guys that you guys are going to share tonight also seems to be resonating pretty well with people. And it's really just a matter of it still being a little lengthy for some people. So we want to, see how much we can edit it down and pull the good stuff out. And as we've talked about, sometimes even if there's good words and ideas in the video itself may not be the best, video, and it may not be the best delivery mechanism. And if I'm really getting into some core things that we want to explain, that maybe we want to have me, do it off of a script and, looking like this rather than walking around in the neighborhood. So again, the neighborhood walking is the building block just to get the content. But then we've got to figure out, okay, now that we've got the content, how do we want to package it and deliver it and share it and all of that. But I want to share with you guys right off the bat that and actually, as I'm thinking of it, who do we have taking minutes tonight? Who's our minute taker for tonight?
I'm the assigned minute taker.
You're the
Yes.
you're the
But
assigned
for
minute taker
the
for that one?
November research meeting for the research team, I can't find the November meeting
Yeah,
minutes.
it's in there. Let me give you the link real quickly.
Okay, perfect.
That's not it. Okay, got it? Got it. Okay, great. Okay, great. So what I'm sharing is that as I've been telling you guys, I've been gearing up for all this like major outreach, right? So that we can really get things going. And so what I began to do starting last Friday, I think it was, maybe even earlier than that. Some of you know, I've started texting everybody in my phone, basically, all of my past relationships that I have cell phone numbers for. And if you cut out like the businesses, there's still another 100 people that I don't know exactly who they are, but I think I've texted about 500 people so far, somewhere in that neighborhood, 400 or 500 people. So now we're starting to get into this kind of, numbers game that we talked about in terms of certain percentage of the population is going to resonate with what we're doing and be interested in supporting. And so what I've begun to do, those of you on the executive team know, and I want to share with all of you guys because it's kind of dictating where we're heading as a combined team right now, is that I've been setting up this leadership council that's going to start meeting starting this Thursday. It's going to be 2 times a month. So it's the first Thursday and the third Thursday of the month from 8 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern will be the time. And this leadership council will meet. And I'm guessing, just because, it's late notice and I'm still talking to people for the first time, and it's been 5 years or more since I've talked to most of them, that we'll probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 people in the first leadership council meeting on Thursday. But then I'm expecting by 2 weeks from now to probably have somewhere between 30 and 50 people in that meeting. And that's kind of what I'm shooting for, is to have 50 people on the leadership council as quickly as possible. And these are going to be people with all kinds of different professional experience and background and skills. And already just in the handful of meetings I've been having with people, it is really a wide range of people. But what binds them together, especially the people that have committed so far, including, just so you know, I'll share with you guys what the commitment is that I'm asking so you all understand what people are agreeing to, is they're agreeing to either be present for those 2 Zoom meetings twice a month, or at least to watch those meetings if they can't be present, so they know that they know what we're doing, and for them to contribute whatever advising they can see and they see fit for from their expertise, from their corner of the world, to be telling me, to be watching meetings, to be sharing in our meetings. Some of these people you'll see in some of our meetings going forward. So that's the time talent part that we're asking for. And then the other part on the relationship side is that we're asking them to help make connections with us, with other important people and important connections in the world. So that's something that they're doing, as well as sharing our project out on their social media and email blasts and that sort of thing. So they're agreeing to that, to share at least a couple times a month what we're doing. And they're agreeing also to a financial part of it. And I've shared with you guys that we're asking, all users of the system to give at least $25 a month just to support this crowdfunding and have a budget so we can build technology and hire people and all the legal and all the different things we need to do. So, but we're not going to restrict the use of the system for people if they're not, giving $25 a month. So even if people give $5 a month or $10 a month or $0 a month, they can. We're just trying to teach people that collectively we need to create a pooled resource budget that we can work with collectively. So the people that are coming on board as leaders are helping to model that and showing the world how this works. So they're coming on with a 3-month commitment. They're committing to being a leadership council member for 3 months. And in addition to the time, in addition to the relationships, they're committing to provide $100 a month for the 3 months, or $300 up front. And that's to help, again, seed this resource pool. And, when we talk about, for example, using ClickUp or using, DocuSign or using Slack or, any of those real basic just licensing fees, now we're beginning to develop a budget to be able to pay for those things, let alone the programming. The programming, as you guys, can imagine, is going to literally quickly get into the hundreds of thousands and the millions for the level of technical programming that we're talking about. So we need to build out this crowdfunding as quickly as we can and actually quickly get to the business support and the sponsor support and all of that sort of thing. And let me also explain to you guys really quickly, since this is for the benefit of everyone watching this video. In the beginning, what people are contributing, the $25 a month, $100 a month, whatever it is, in the beginning, it's all operational expense, right? It's all what we need for legal, for staffing, for licensing, for technology development, whatever. But in the long term, what we want to do is we want to be able to have our entire operational budget paid for by business contracts, merchandising, business sponsorships. All of that business side of stuff will pay for all of the things that I just said, technology development, staffing, all of that. So that 100% of the individual contributions that people are giving can go into a pot that then gets distributed to all of the issues that they care about. So when we talk about people caring about climate, or they care about social justice, or they care about health equity, or whatever they care about, that if they're giving, let's say, for example, $100 a month, that they can say, I want 50% of that to go to climate, and I want 25% to go to social justice, and I want 25% to go to health equity. And then for the climate part, there's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 different solutions that are operating at the same time, kind of competing against each other, but narrowing it down to a handful. And then the person can say, I'm willing to give my $50 to just this one, or I'm willing to give it half to this and half to this. So basically, again, what we're doing is we're setting up the system for people of everyone pooling their resources together, all of those resources being figured out how to be used in the most strategic, most effective way, being informed by all of the experts, all of the nonprofits, all of the stakeholders showing up. So you guys understand, you guys have seen the videos enough, right, to understand that basically it's this collective strategic solution that then gets implemented, narrowed down to all of these nano actions, and the collective crowdsourced budget, is the primary driver of the funding of all of that's happening there. And as we go forward in time, and now I'm projecting way out, but when we get, a bit forward in time, there's going to be a lot of commerce happening and a lot of different things that are happening that are going to be helping to drive this engine to help keep expanding the collective pot. So that's the long-term vision for you guys. And I just want to make sure everybody understands, where we're going with it long-term and what it looks like for the consumer, so to speak, and where they're putting their money in. And then what we're doing in the short term to kind of bridge us to there, right? We've got a lot of growth, develop technology, build up staffing, all the things that we have to do early on. That's going to take all the dollars that we can get early on. But as we start to, get over that hump and start to have a lot of viral expansion and corporations showing up that want to support us and all of that, then we'll be able to transition to the 100% funding part. And then we'll have like a whole nonprofit arm that's managing all of that part and all of that. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand, everybody watching this understands, because we're introducing all of these new elements now, right? With the leadership council showing up, the advisors, the finances, all of that sort of thing. So I want to make sure everybody understands the business structure. And if, once everybody understands that, now we can start talking about our tasks, our actions, all the things that we're doing, how it fits into the whole big picture. So having shared all of that, let me just ask any questions or any comments or anything that you guys want to discuss around anything I just shared. Nope. Everybody's getting filled up with all this new information. So the thing to share again is, it's being very interesting for me, very interesting experience to see as I send out, literally hundreds of texts, who I hear back from, and what the messages are and that sort of thing. And, sometimes it's not surprising at all. And sometimes it's, terribly surprising. But the thing that everybody has in common is they're watching our videos and they're saying, this is important to me. I like what you guys are doing. I want to support what you guys are doing. And that's the whole idea of what we're doing. And that's the point of everything that we're doing, is we're not trying to convince anybody of anything. We're not trying to tell anybody that they should be doing this or they should be doing that or anything like that. All we're doing is saying, hey, we have a bunch of ideas that we think are really great and are going to really make a difference. And we're looking for the other people that want to contribute their ideas. And another distinction, just to share with you guys, because I'm getting this more clearly as I'm, creating all these videos and talking to all these people. We have this kind of end-to-end solution that you guys have seen in the 2-minute and 40-second video, right? That was where I went like directly, like point to kind of like lay it all out in a string in terms of like, here's how we go from collective global, solution down to the nano action and all the stages in between for us to be able to actually accomplish all of this. So that whole like solution that I've laid out, or perspective solution, will actually eventually become, once we have the framework built out, will actually eventually become just one of the solutions competing to be the solution that the experts, think are good, that the nonprofits think are good. We're not actually imposing any kind of solution on the process. What we're doing is we're just showing one proposed solution of how this all could work out. And once we have the framework in place, then everybody can contribute all of their ideas, and all the experts can say, well, actually, you should be doing this, or you should be thinking about this. So the solution that we're proposing is really just like worst case scenario, essentially, because this is what we've got to work with so far. Now everybody else give their ideas and make it better, and it can only get better from here, right? So that's kind of the idea behind all of this. And I just want to make that clear, because I'm having to share that with people. It's like, we're not trying to be the solution generators. We're not trying to have all the solutions. What we're working to do is to build a framework within which the solutions can be proposed by the experts and the nonprofits, or even just somebody that has a creative idea. If all of a sudden all the experts think that that person has a brilliant idea, well, great. Now that idea can become the idea because it gets validated by the experts, and the nonprofits are willing to support it, and everybody votes that they're willing to put their dollars behind it. So you guys see how the system allows just the best of what's there to arise within society, right? And to be adopted and embraced and used as our norm going forward. So does everybody see the difference and the distinction between coming up with a solution and having a framework that allows solutions to be developed, vetted, and then adopted? You guys seeing all of that? Okay, great. So awesome. Thank you guys for the confirmation. Thumbs up, Alexis. Thank you, Sabah and Alexis. I appreciate that. So basically, where we're at right now in this process, as I've described, is all of this outreach. And again, so there's certain percentage, and today I got like a lot of responses, which is great. And I haven't even been able to text them all back yet. So I would say I have maybe like between 15 and 20 texts from different people right now responding to me for me to, text back and set up meetings and that sort of thing. And I've had a couple meetings today already, and I have a couple more meetings after this tonight. And so this is going to be a lot of what my world is going to look like, is a lot of meetings with a lot of prospective leadership council members. But I have to tell you, the ones that are like being like, yes, like being on board, are like super excited, and a lot of the ones we're connecting with so far are very connected, very engaged, very able to like really make a difference for us. So it's a super exciting time. And like I said, you'll start to see them more. We're gonna have the leadership council meeting on Thursday. What we're gonna start to do, and I'll just finish with this because I want to get to the rest of the meeting, but what we're gonna start to do, I shared this with the executive team the other night, and the executive team was really excited about it, is we're going to start to have showcase events. And so the showcase events once a month on the first Thursday of the month. So it's the first leadership council meeting of the month. We're going to have a 5 to 15 minute presentation from the students and from the teams, from you guys, to the leadership council. Okay, so it's where you're going to get an opportunity to be able to, summarize all that we've been working on for the last month and all that we want to share with the world. And you're going to have an audience of, up to 50, professionals, experts, all of that, like listening to you in real time, hearing your presentation, asking you questions, giving you the opportunity to present everything. Doesn't that sound amazing in terms of like opportunities to like, leadership, presentation, like all the things that you guys are looking for, right? Pretty cool. So it's really gonna, good, thank you guys for that confirmation. So it's really gonna be up to you guys. It'll be up to the teams. Like each team will have the opportunity to decide like, how are we going to present this? Who's going to present it? Everybody at the team could show up to the meeting and present it, or one person could be the designated presenter, and maybe you're sending out some videos in advance, and then it's all open for discussion. It's all open for whatever. So we're just going to make it however we choose. In addition to that, once a month, like showing, and the other part I should say about it, the leadership council meetings will also be filmed and live on, or made available publicly on our YouTube channel. So basically, that presentation will not just be to those, the leadership council, but it'll be to the world essentially, right? Because we're giving you guys the opportunity to do essentially like a formal presentation of our work, like on a regular basis, so that anybody showing up on our YouTube channel can see it. But also, like we've been talking about in terms of processing the video, is that you guys will pull out that 5 minutes and put it up on our website. And then we're going to have a month by month, somebody can see 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, what we've been doing all these last months, right? And all the progress and all of our work. And you guys seeing what I'm saying? So you guys are seeing how like we're creating a whole new level of interacting with the world, showing the world what we're doing, all of that. And then, so does that sound cool too? You guys into that idea? Cool. And then, in addition to the monthly showcase, we're going to have a once a semester grand showcase. So this is where, you guys basically get to gather up all that we've worked on over the whole semester, over all the months, and then have this one big, like, end of the semester blowout to show the world in, let's say, like a 30-minute, presentation, all that we accomplished as a team, this past semester, and ideally probably everyone would be in on that presentation. So everyone can be in the video and have a part and all of that sort of thing. And then the other part of it too, is that, we've been talking about how do we engage past members of the project and that sort of thing. So we'll also invite all past members of the project to be able to come to any of those grand showcases. So again, as time goes on and the semester is going forward, you can always come back in and see what's happening and be a part of that. And so that's one way also that we're going to create that continuity and connection. And then also I'm thinking about, and I have to think it through and see, but I'm thinking about, since we never had these grand showcases in the past, to invite all of the past members to this point, previous semesters, to come and be a part of this first grand showcase, which will be the first Thursday in December. So you guys can mark that down on your calendar now. So that's going to be basically 4 weeks from today. I think it is. Is that right? Somebody have a calendar in front of them? Take a look. Is it 4 or 5 weeks? Oh, not from today, from Thursday. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 4 weeks. Excuse me, December 2nd. So mark it on your calendar. So that's a significant, part of what there is to talk about today, because we're already starting to get into the idea, and you guys have been getting the sense of it. We talked about it in the executive team meeting, and so you guys, contributed to the spreadsheet to mark the last day that you plan to be a part of the project, and if there's any paperwork required and all of that, because we are already thinking about the transition and what we need to do, especially from the recruitment side, what we need to do on the recruiting side to be able to make sure that we're bringing in the next semester of students as quickly as possible, so that there's the overlap and you guys can train and mentor them. So we're working on that as quickly as we can, and then over this next month, you guys will be packaging up everything that we've been doing to be able to present on the 2nd of December, so that it can be out there for the world as well. So how does that sound to everybody? Sound good? Yeah, I think that this is, thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Thank you, Maria and Mariana, for putting your thumbs up there too. I think that this is a great way, thank you, Sabah. I think that this is a great way for us to be able to give you guys, some of the most value, enduring value that you can have from your time here, right? Because what we're doing right now, a lot of the work that you guys have done is invisible to the world, right? I mean, people can watch our videos and kind of hear us talking about it and see some of your presentations, but we want to really get much better at presenting what we've accomplished to the world. And that's one of the main things that we're going to focus on as a team, as a combined team. And that's what I'm getting to with this, is that now you guys have 4 weeks to go back through the whole semester and pull all those pieces out. And we're going to do it with your individual folders and with your individual pages, like we've talked about in the past. I mentioned it at one of the meetings, but now it's front and center on our, priority list, is that each one of you are going to have a profile page on the website, where on that profile page, it can have, your presentations that you gave in our different meetings, and can have your documents and research documents or infographics or videos that you edited, whatever is your work. This is going to be like your portfolio page on the website, right? And this will be what's enduring there. It'll always be there. So whenever in the future you're having, job interview or reference or whatever it looks like, you can always send people a hyperlink and like, here's the summary of my work with Uniting for Action and the Vaccine Considerations Project, right? So we really want to set this standard to both give you guys the opportunity to have that on the website and enduring, legacy, but also we're setting the standard now. We're writing the book now, the procedures, the nano actions for the next group that's going to come along for this, right? So do you guys see that? You guys embrace that? You guys think that's a great way to maximize the value that you're getting out of this and the ways that you can show the world and have a, really nice portfolio piece for the world? Great. Thank you for the claps and the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. That's great. So having said that, I'm going to kind of leave it at that for right now. And this is going to be more of an internal conversation, with amongst the leaders and within the teams and in the chat, because we still have 4 weeks, although, again, that's not a lot of time, but yeah, we still have some time. We're giving advance notice for this. We do want to come back to where we're at, right now with the processing, and have you guys share your processing. And I also want to put it more in the context of, again, everything that's happening right now and where we're at with the process. And, I think we'll see by the end of this meeting. I think that by the end of the meeting, we're probably going to go back to our individual meetings next week. We'll see. I think that we're going to be solid enough with the video processing, which was the main idea of us coming together, so that we could all work together and learn together and set one standard for the whole, team, that everybody's on the same standard. So that's, hopefully where we're going to get tonight, or close enough by the end of tonight, that then we'll be able to break apart as the teams, and the research will focus on the research and production on production, outreach on outreach. So does that sound like a good plan to you guys? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for the thumbs up, Renasia and Alexis and the rest of you. Great. So, okay, good. So I think then, let me take a quick drink. Any questions or comments before we jump into that? Okay, so let me give a little bit more context again in terms of, the Leadership Council and the outreach and all of that sort of thing right now. So again, when we get to like this, significant volume where we're reaching out to hundreds of people, as we are now, literally, when we change our response rate from 5% to 10%, it's not a lot of percentage points, but it's doubling our results, right? So when we make, little changes that can change, twice as many people responding. And essentially what can make the difference is whether it's, for example, an 11-minute video that might not hold everybody's attention, that might have a lot of details that some people, will really get, but some people will walk away not really like getting. So that might be like our 5% response comes from that. But our 10% response might be when we have a 3-minute video that's really tight, that really gets the message across, and more people click on it because it's only 3 minutes to watch, and more people by the end of it really understand what we're all about. And so now we just change, from 5% to 10%, and now we're going to have twice as many leadership council people, and we're going to have twice as much everything showing up, or twice as quickly. You guys see how that little bit of difference from just, 1 out of 20 to 1 out of 10 ends up making a huge difference. And it can be even a bigger difference than that. You guys have seen it. You've seen where you weren't expecting to watch a video, but as soon as you start watching, the video grabs you and you're engaged, and now you've gotten to the end of the video, and it was purely from, the production value or the content or whatever it was that inspired you, right? So that's where there's always a gap between wherever we're at, whatever our skill level is, and kind of this, infinite whatever is like 100% of people being like, yes, right? And, in this world, it's very hard to get to that. But there's still a big difference between the numbers that we're playing with at the moment, 5, 10, 20%. These are just my expectations, but I think we're going to be somewhere in, let's say, the 5 to 20% of people that I'm texting with are going to end up, replying or being an engaged conversation. And the point of it, again, is that it comes down to us and our team and the work that we do in processing videos, first of all, because that's what we're talking about now. But then as we get into, breaking apart and having our individual responsibilities and all that, everything that we're doing as a team has this kind of level impact, right? It makes a difference in terms of the responses we get, makes a difference in terms of like who is interested, makes a difference in terms of like which, like if a corporation thinks that we have it all together or not. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking with people now and they're like, I want to introduce you to some people, but you have to have, you have to be at a certain level, right, of video production, of what you've got on your website. Like you have to present at a certain level, like we've talked about, like we're not ready to walk into those corporate boardrooms yet and negotiate a multi-million-dollar deal, right? There's like a lot that we have to evolve and a lot that we have to show them. So, just keep scaling it back. There's a certain level that we can get into the world right now with where we're at. And there's much more as soon as we're able to, share more. So that's what we're working on as a team and as an organization. So does everybody understand that? Everybody get that? And everybody on board with us, optimizing and maximizing everything we can to present? Awesome. Okay, great. So I'm going to stop talking for a while. Thank you, Mariana Sabat, for putting your thumbs up as well. I appreciate it. And thank you, Renasia, as well. So I'm going to stop talking for a bit so we can actually get into all of you guys sharing the great work that you've done this week. Let me once again, start by applauding and thanking you. And you guys do it too. Let's all thank each other, applaud each other. Definitely great work. Definitely most appreciated. Definitely excited to see what you guys have been doing. And we'll start with that, and then we'll flow from that back into more of the context and more of now, where do we go from here, and what are we going to work on next week, and all those sorts of things. So let's go ahead. Who would like to, oh, you know what, I apologize. I did want to get, something out in terms of how we're going forward, because we've been doing this, week by week by week, leadership with Katie and Mariana and Maria. And, it's kind of interesting because I haven't gotten a chance to talk to any of you guys before tonight's meeting. So I know everybody's kind of like, how are we flowing forward from here? And so I want to, first of all, preface it by saying that I'm certainly open and welcome, any individual private conversations that any of you want to have. So I don't want you guys to feel like you have to say anything or respond a certain way or anything like that right now. But I want to just, since I didn't get to do it in advance, invite each of you, as much as you're interested, to at least be a co-leader of the team, Katie for research, Mariana for outreach, and Maria for production. At least be a co-leader through the end of your duration in the project if you're interested in making that commitment. So again, we may have other co-leaders come in and work with you, but at least you can feel secure that you'll have that position between now and the end of the semester if you're interested. And before you respond, I just want to say that I'm offering this because I really appreciate the way that each of you have been showing up to be leaders. I appreciate the ways that you guys are jumping in the chats and you're doing your best to answer questions and direct the action and make sure that people are on top of things. And you guys are being leaders, and that's what I've always wanted to see in leaders. And you guys are all being leaders now. So let's all, before they even say anything, let's all take a moment to thank and acknowledge Katie and Mariana and Maria for the great job that they've been showing up as leaders. And again, if you want to say yes right now, you're welcome to. If you want to say, I'd rather have a private conversation later, we can do that as well. So let me just leave it up to you guys, what you guys want to say at this point.
Thank you, Jared. For me, it's a yes. I like being the leader. I really like to be with you guys. And yeah, I'm very excited to help you with everything that we're gonna do until the end of this semester. Yes, thank you.
Awesome, Mariana, great. Thank you, congratulations. And we're very excited to have your support. Thank you so much.
For me, it's another yes. Thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, I'm really excited as well.
Awesome, Maria. That's so great. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you for your contributions. Wonderful.
Yes, for me as well.
Great. Yay. 3 for 3. Awesome. Thank you, Katie. That's so great. We really appreciate it. Thank you for your wonderful contributions. It's been awesome. Cool. So that's great. Yay, team. We have new leaders in place. That's great. So, okay, so great. Having said that, I want to let you guys kind of run the show from here in terms of, one, let's go ahead and take a look at, what people have done in terms of the video processing. The other thing that's on the agenda for tonight is then to kind of couple that with the time tracking and, really analyze how we used it and how we want to use it and all of that sort of thing. And then I want to basically do some brainstorming to kind of let us all decide as a team, like what our most critical needs are right now. Like I have certain things in mind, but I want to let us as a group kind of come up with those ideas and then decide like, okay, great. So now the research team is going to work on this week, and the outreach team will work on this, and the production team will work on this. So I want it as much as possible to be a collective, kind of brainstorm and figure that out. So those are the 3 main things that are on, my agenda, plus whatever else you guys want to cover. But I want to share all that with you up front so that we can, allocate time as we're going through. So without further ado, let me hand it over to you guys and take it away. And thank you.
Okay, I'll go first, I guess.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and share what I have. Let me pull it up. Okay, can y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So basically the same as last time, but different color coding. So I decided to do kind of what you were talking about on Thursday. I have the blue writing for video clips, and then the red writing is stuff that we could put in writing that not necessarily is great for video. Yeah, so just went through, cleaned it up, put in different paragraphs, figure out what I wanted for videos. And yeah, and then I have my video clips down there. I didn't get to give a description. I also couldn't figure out how to do the hyperlink thing. So if you could go over that, Jared, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that first very quickly. Thank you for asking and for clarifying for the people that aren't clear about that. So when we have a video, wherever we stop it, so give me a timestamp there, Katie. Where should we go? You can make it up.
Minute 32.
Well, this one isn't that long. This is a 6-minute video.
There. Yeah.
Okay, great. So 2:58. So we pause on 2:58. You have the timestamps there. Then when we click on share, right here is where it has the check mark start at 2:58. And when you do that, it throws up this little time code in there. So you see when you take away the check mark, it's just the video. And then when you add the check mark, it adds that timestamp, which is seconds cumulatively. So then when you copy that, that's the hyperlink. And then when you go ahead and, I'll just use this example here. So then you just go in and then you highlight what you want to be a hyperlink. You click on the link and then you paste in the link and then you hit apply and then it becomes a hyperlink. And then now, there it is. And then you click on it. And then when you click on it, you'll see that it's starting right at 2:58. Instead of wasting years on it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So there isn't a way to do an end at, I guess. You can't slice it that way.
Yeah, no, you still have to do, right. Yeah, it doesn't actually let you do that. So you actually, and that's the thing is when you have the timestamp right now, Katie, you want to bring up your timestamps again, because really all you need to do is timestamp the first time code, because you're not going to actually jump to the second one. You're just going to watch it, from 0 to 24. So you're just going to watch it from, 143 and then just know to stop watching it at 2:02, right?
Okay.
And then what we're going to do, once we narrow down, once we compare your timestamps with the other timestamps tonight, and we see that, just about everybody says we should go from 4:55 to 5:18, then that's where we're going to go in and cut that portion of video, right? And then that's where, maybe some of these will become part of a compilation, or maybe they're going to stand on their own or whatever, but that's how we're going to work with them.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Katie. And again, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to look at the timestamps next to each other, right? So we can try to find the correlation and try to figure out what is the best of this video, and see, once we add them up, if we're getting to a 2.5 or 3 minute video. Did you try to add up yours, Katie, and see what the duration is of the clips that you pulled out?
No, I can do that right now though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, why don't you do that just to get a sense and see what you ended up cutting it down to with just those clips. And okay, great. Perfect. Thank you so much, Katie. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Thank you, Maria.
Please, can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I put this color coding as the suggestions for blue as short videos, then red for long videos, and then kind of purple for both.
Nice.
So I did this. Just highlight it with the colors. And then on the video clips, I put it with the color.
Nice.
That is above. And yeah, I have to also count my minutes and do the links here. So yeah.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, great. That's awesome. Yeah, I think why don't we do this, Katie and Maria, as you're doing the duration, why don't you put the duration next to each clip so we can see next to each clip what the duration is of that one clip, and then we'll add up all the durations for a cumulative duration. Sound good? Okay, cool. Okay, great, Maria. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Thank you, Mariana. The three leaders jumping to the front. How appropriate.
Can you guys see?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yes, I watched the video and here I have the transcript. And what I did, I put like different colors like Katie did last time. And after like the paragraph or the text that I highlighted, I put as like this part is gonna be a video. And for example, this part right here, I put written, which I believe is best for a written part. So the colors I only put associated to the video clips. Like the first one that I highlighted is pink, which is this paragraph. And then it goes until the last one that I put. So yes, I just added like video in the end or written in the end, just so we can know if it's better as a video content or written content. And yes,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, that's how I did it.
Awesome. That's really great. Thank you for sharing that, Mariana. Now, as everybody is sharing these different nuanced techniques, I think what we want to do is, get some feedback from people to see, like, what seems to be like the best, if we can, come up with a kind of, a best scenario. So I'm seeing the text that Sabah is sharing, the chats that Sabah is sharing, and it's reminding me that this is something that I wanted to bring up with you guys anyways. So this is a perfect time. So if you didn't see the chat, Sabah was just saying that she doesn't have her document on our Google Drive. And I've seen that happen, a few times recently. And I just want to share that that's not, if you want to do something on your own drive, just to do it on your own drive before you make it public, that's okay. But as soon as you're ready to share it with the team, the only way that it should be shared with the team is through a document that exists on our Google Drive. So you can take whatever you've put on your own drive privately and copy the whole thing and then paste it all into a new document that you created, from scratch on our drive, right? Does that make sense? So if that's not totally clear, actually, let me just make it super clear by doing it and creating a quick example. I apologize for jumping in the middle of this, but I wanted to make sure that I covered this. So this seems like the appropriate time now. So when I go into my drive, the vaccine considerations project is just, one folder in my drive. And I think pretty much everybody sees it like this. Is that right? If you all go into your drive, you've got the vaccine considerations project in your drive, and then you've got a bunch of other private stuff that's not in the vaccine considerations project. Does everybody see it right that way? Yeah. Okay. So then what I can do is I can go, if you want to, you're doing work and you don't want, you're in the middle of it and you don't want like the whole world to see what you're doing in the middle of it. I'm sometimes that way. Like I want to wait until I have a finished product and then show it to everybody rather than people see it in the middle. It's fine if you want to work that way. But if you do that, if you go into some private folder and you create, some document here, oops, I didn't want to do that. And you create some document here, and this is getting created in your private folder, we're not going to go ahead and share this document. We're not going to go and share and add people or say that it's open to anybody with the link or anything like that. We're not going to do anything to share this document. What we're going to do is we're going to take whatever exists in this document and copy it. We can copy the whole thing if we need to, or we can even go over here and say, make a copy. Actually, it's probably better when you're doing it. Make a copy and then choose the folder and put it into, now is where I can choose vaccine considerations project and teams and research team. And then, fall 2021 research and booster research. And now I can change this to, whatever I want to call it, and I can put it in that folder. And now there's a copy in that folder, but now it exists within our Google Drive as a separate document that's open to everybody that has permission within the Google Drive, which everybody has. So does everybody understand the need for us to make sure that all documents that are being shared or distributed within the project exist within our Google Drive and not in anybody's private area? Does everybody get that? It's really important. So if any of you see any document, that's being shared privately to us, please remind them, especially if you're a leader, please remind them that we need to get that document copied over into our Google Drive, shared the way that we normally share things, so that it exists there as a separate document. Okay, everybody get that? So okay, great. Thank you guys for indulging me to share all of that. That's important. So now that I've said that, getting back to what I was just saying is that Katie did it one way with the colors. Maria did it another way with the colors. Mariana's doing another way with the colors. Ideally, what we want to do, if we can, is as a team decide like which way we like best or which way we want to standardize on, because then we want to go ahead and create the tutorial videos and have it all standardized so that as people are coming along, it's being done the same way by everybody, right? So if we can tonight, what we're going to do, by the end of showing all of this is, see if we can do some quick voting, to vote on which, technique we like best in terms of colors or in terms of whatever, to see if we can standardize tonight. Does that sound like a good idea to everybody? Okay, great. And basically, as you guys understand, we're basically just coming up with best practices now, right? And then this is we're kind of doing like a model of how do you get to best practices, right? You get everybody, contributing their own individual way, everybody looking at it all, and then kind of figuring out like what seems to be the best out of that. So I just want you each looking that way as we keep seeing, what Johnny and Alexis and Renasia have to share, and Sabah, if we're able to get to it while we're still in our meeting, what everybody has to share, that we're looking at it from the perspective of, do I like, the way that they broke it down better than my way? Do I like it better than Katie's way? Do I like it better than whoever's way? What's the one that I like the best or the second best or whatever, so that that's what I can vote on, so that we can see as a team if there's a clear, best way that we agree upon or something like that. Sound good? Okay, great. All right, great. So who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Thanks, Alexis.
Okay, so I just pretty much did what everyone else did. Watched the video on YouTube. Looked at the transcript. No, I looked at the transcript first, then watched the video. Yeah, pretty much just was listening to everything that you said, and the things that stood out to me were. 1 second, my Facebook was. In the beginning, when you gave like a brief description on what United for Action was about and what it is, I thought that was really important to highlight that, because that'll remind people of like who we are. I think that for also when you said about our current systems that we have in place, I think that's awesome for everybody to know, the processes that we go through for everything. And also encouraging for us to let us know, that you see everything that we're doing as far as it's how you said, like creating the, wait 1 second, I'm trying to find the actual part that I did. The alternative reality that we're offering is ways of interacting with each other. So yeah, it's different way, like with COVID now and everything in the pandemic, we're only basically speaking to each other through Zoom now, instead of like usually stuff would have been done in person. So I think it is a great alternate method to highlight. But yeah,
Yeah,
overall, I just
really
really
good
highlighted.
It's a really good point, Alexis. Thank you for mentioning that there is, like, we are kind of experiencing an alternate reality compared to the reality we had before COVID, right?
Right.
Much more of a virtual.
So, yeah, exactly. A reality that a lot of people face, especially like with work and school and everything. So yeah, I just really thought the overall video was more so like an encouraging video and just telling people like what we're all about, basically. So that's the parts that I pretty much highlighted.
Great. Great. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for doing that. And that's really great. Awesome. I appreciate the work involved in that. Cool. Okay, great. And who would like
All
to?
right, let me get off.
Yeah. Thanks, Alexis. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'll go next.
Okay, great. Thanks, Renasia.
All right, so this is the one that I did over the weekend. The other message from yesterday, I did that one. I'll show you guys that one in a few. But because I have more time on this one, I want to show you guys what I was intending to do with the other one. So I highlighted okay. This particular video was very meaty and it had a lot of good things inside of it that I felt like needed to be pieced together. So as you see here, whatever was short, you get what I'm saying. Most of them are 2 minutes apart, but whatever's longer is what I thought maybe we could use for like the video clips because it's more information inside of there. As you can see here, I kind of just did it like this, whatever. I split up and I started new paragraphs each time he started off with a new topic. So we have all the things that we need to do. We have all of the things that we need to do to really be able to communicate the depth and complexity of all of these ideas to the degree that I have already developed. And basically all of them start off with something new, a new topic that he went into in the video. That's pretty much it for this one. But like I said, the longer the time is between here, which I haven't added that up. I know you told Katie to do that. Those are the ones that I feel like should be used for the video clips. Now the other one, this is the one from the other day. I pretty much, from 10:31, I pretty much did the same thing, but like I said, I didn't get a chance to do everything I wanted to with this one because I had more time on the other one over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it for mine.
Got it. Okay, great. Great. So for the second one, since that's the one that we're going to compare clips for tonight and decide as a team, like how we're going to edit this down, do you have at least some of those clips picked out so that we can bring them together?
No, but I pretty much know which paragraphs I want to go based off of, if that's fine with you guys. It's really I'm sorry?
Yeah, we'll be able to see, I think. Well, we'll look at the clips, but then you'll be able to correlate it with where it is in the video. So we'll make the best of it. We'll see what we can do with it. So if Sabah's not home yet, then let's have Johnny go next, and then we will have Sabah if she's back home. So Johnny, and thank you, Renasia, for doing that and for creating that. And we'll see how we can bring it all together. So thank you, Johnny. Please take it away.
Sorry, my household is lively right now. Let's see. Put this up. Like I mentioned before, I didn't fully what was it? I didn't fully break down everything, but I did highlight some crucial things I think that could be posted on our website. And let's see, how do I share screen? Here. So let's see. Whoops. So first we have obviously, what is United for Action?
Zoom in a bit?
I thought this, huh?
Johnny, can you zoom in a bit? That's very
Zoom in,
small
okay.
on my screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this one time News Roman font 11.
No, but you can
Let's see.
make the whole view bigger. Yeah, like you're doing. That's great.
Perfect. So I basically highlighted. I didn't like I said again, I didn't get the chance to watch the Thursday video, but I was able to see other people's transcript and then get an idea what was the objective for this week for today's meeting, and I was able to get the transcript down and sort of highlight what I think was important from the videos. Like everyone was saying, it's very informative and it gives a very good idea of what our program is about, and how also if you also in the first half of the video focus on how the process and the steps that you took and as everybody else took to get to where we are now. And I think that's very important to have maybe in the website, I would say right here, that describes, I think this was 4 minutes into the video, you described about why your idea and how the reason why you created this program. And I think this is a big thing for us to explain to our website, because people are going to wonder why was this program created, and why did the founder even think about creating something like this. And another one was all the concepts that we worked in our society, how we protect values. Oh, our motivation and model. This is very important here. I didn't get the chance to write down the time, but I just have it highlighted like I mentioned earlier. And the next one I have is, oh, the descriptions for the process of how you collected everyone and how it fits into our and how everyone's been working and how we have the program set up and how it's been working for the development of the center. But yeah, basically that's how I designed my document. It's not very informative yet. It's just more of mediocre.
Okay, I appreciate how you found the important parts from your perspective, and I appreciate the way that you broke it down. And it as you can see now that we're about to actually compare timestamps and see which we like. I don't know if there's any way that you can try to quickly timestamp them or figure out, and you just to remind you guys, and I don't know if you can do this in real time while we're doing this, Johnny, but when you go into the video and we looked at this before, when we bring up the transcript, it has the toggle, the timestamps on and off, right? So, and as we talked about, like Johnny, if you pick a word near the beginning of one of those quotes, like for the highlighted area, like what's a unique word like within the first sentence of one of those highlighted areas?
I would say position.
Position, okay. So I need to pull up the actual video so we can do this. So now in here, when I do Control F and then do position, it's not found actually. So I must not have said it, or it must not have gotten it that way.
We can use the word engineer.
Okay. Okay, great. So there's 2 of 4 matches. So then you can go through and see, okay, is this the one or is this the one? So you can find it relatively quickly. And then when you click on it, what the beginning of this phrase is going to be this timestamp. But the point is you're getting close enough, right? Like you could even pick this number right now because you can see they're 2 seconds apart. So you could just pick this number. So do quick search, pick the number, quick search, pick the number. So that's kind of the quick way for you and Renasia, if there's certain stamps that are missing or anybody that didn't have all the stamps, that's kind of the quickest way to get the stamps into it. Because what we're going to do now, and I think, let's see, let's pick somebody that doesn't have to do the stamping. So let's let me
Put the
actually
document in the chat that has all everybody's timestamps.
Oh yeah, I haven't even noticed. Let me pull it up. Oh, okay, great. Perfect. Thank you. So let's click on that. Thank you, Katie. So let me start sharing. Do you want to share it, Katie, actually, since you put it together? And then what we'll do is we'll start to, compare and see. So first of all, did anybody find out what their complete duration? It looks like you did, Katie. Let me make it bigger here so I can see it better. Okay, so total 3 minutes and 8 seconds for Katie. Maria, did you get to total it up yet? Mariana, did you get to total yours up?
Yes, mine was 5 minutes and 11 seconds. I think I did it really fast in math. I'm not good at math, but I think it's somewhere around that time.
All right. And let's see, is there a way, Katie, I'm trying to think of how we could look at all of them side by side by side. Maybe if you make this landscape instead of portrait and then make a table that we can have like however many columns in the table and we can look at them all side by side by side. So it won't actually be view, it'll be in page setup or format or something like that to make it landscape. Would it be helpful for me to work on this too? Let me find it there. Oh, I got it there. Oh, you got it into landscape already. Okay, great. I don't see a table button. Isn't there a table button somewhere here? No. Oh, there we go. Thank you. So actually for the, oh yeah, I guess we could do what you're doing. What I'm thinking actually as you're doing it is I'm thinking this at the, whoops. Did you move it? Or did I move it? What happened? Where'd the table go?
Deleted it when
You deleted it? You know what? Let's let me take control for a moment because it's going to get confusing with a bunch of people doing it simultaneously. Let me I think what we want to do, let's do this. You guys tell me if you can think of a better way. But what I think we can do is we can take each one of these and put them, oh, those numbers are missing. Once I start doing this, then each of you can do it for your own. But what we're going to do, just to show you, is we're going to find the common clips and put the common clips on the same row. And then have extra rows where they don't match up. So like here, Maria has this 48 to 102 that Katie does not have. So then Katie has 143 to 202, which will go after Maria's, and then Maria will have 132 to 158, which is, you know, close to this one. They're on the same clip, even though the timestamps are a little different. So this way we can have, you know, kind of an outline of where are they matching up and where are they differing for everybody. So does everybody understand the concept of what we're doing here? And then you can just take your clips and start, you know, dividing yours up and finding the proper lines with everybody else. So who's next? Mariana, Alexis, Renasia, Johnny. Sabah, are you home yet or are you not home yet? Sabah will share hers on WhatsApp. Okay. Not yet. Okay. So, okay. So can somebody keep an eye on WhatsApp for Sabah's, and we'll add Sabah here. Okay. So Alexis, Renasia, Johnny, are you guys able to do this live right now and put your timestamps in there?
Yes, give me one more second because I'm gonna have to do it over. I need to go to the document that you're on right now.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Alexis, are you able to do this now, or do you want me to help you with this?
I'm trying to get to it now. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. It's fine. I know you're busy there as well. And Johnny, you're able to do this right now as well?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Can you actually do it for me, Jared? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't find it. Right. Is it under the team members? Folder?
It's in the chat. Katie just posted it in the chat.
Oh, in the WhatsApp.
No, in our Zoom chat.
It is under the team members folder though.
Okay, I'm on it.
Oh, I'm finishing up now, Alexis. It's okay.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Renee, do you want me to help paste yours into the table as well? Are you still time stamping?
Yeah, I'm using an actual time calculator, so I'll make sure I have them right. I don't want to like be given like some random numbers, but just give me a
They're
second.
using a time calculator. We want you to just know the start and stop of the time stamps. Is that what you're doing?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any calculation. You're just specifying the time stamp where it starts and the time stamp where it ends.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you said adding up all of the
we
out the minutes.
yes,
for-
we're doing that as well, but at the moment we're just filling out the table. So, which is just basically taking what you've already got down here and copying it and pasting it into the table. So here you're saying that
Oh, okay.
the clip starts at 2 seconds and it ends at the 2-minute mark. Is that what
Yeah.
So then we're just going to take that and we're going to go up to this one that actually includes several for you. You're spanning a few different people. So I think we'll kind of go like this for you. And now your timestamp matches up with what other people are breaking up into 2 or 3 different ones. But now that covers 2 seconds to 2 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Now, okay, great. So you want to take it from here? I'll do this next one. You can do the next one after that. 208, 447.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm going to.
So here, Sabah, where Sabah put that one in. That one actually, Sabah, hold on a second. Yeah, that one matches, but let me do this. So don't type any more Sabah because I want to show everybody. So here Sabah matched up this clip 134 to 140, which falls in line with these other ones. But this 121 to 124 here is not actually the same as this one. This one is prior to that. So this is where we need to put a new row in here for Sabah so that Sabah's that one can stay on its row and this one's going to have its own new row. You got it there, Sabah? So Sabah, you're going to cut that and paste it into the cell below it.
Yeah, I will do that.
Got it? Okay, great. Okay, so Johnny, are you getting your timestamps together enough to put them into the document here? Because now it's time to make decisions. Yeah, you are. Okay, so let me grab them and you can keep doing what you're doing and I'll copy and paste them because we want to start. So now somebody that's got it open separately, start seeing if you're, all of you find some correlations, some of the ones that are going to kind of like win the day basically, and be, what we're going to use as our clips because there's a lot of agreement around it.
Hey, Jay, can you drag mine down? Because I didn't see how you did that, how you added merged them together.
I merged the cells. So
At 628 to 817 down there, I just wanted to merge it.
you want to have that span 2 cells?
Yeah, because I mean, it goes into the other.
For the next
one. Is this from 628 to 817?
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag across the 2 cells so that you highlight both cells. And then you're going to do a right mouse click and then you're going to select merge cells and that merges those 2 cells together.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. Okay, so I know maybe there's still some more. I see Johnny is still working, maybe in Asia. So let's go with what we've got and let's see here. So it looks like there's pretty good agreement from 2 seconds to 24 seconds, right? A couple of you have 21, but 3 of you have 24. So let's go ahead and take from 2 to 24. So where can we create? Should probably do it separate from here. Somebody want to start a document or just off to the side where we're coming up with our choices here and putting them together.
I have the list started at the top.
Oh, up here? Okay, great. Okay, that's good. So, okay, so we've got that one. So going down, Maria is the only one that selected that portion, so we can leave that out for now. There's not agreement around that one. This one that Sabah did, there's not agreement around that one. So a couple started at 132, a couple started at 134, 138. So let's err on the side of caution right now and say 132 is the starting point. And then from there, we see that 3 of you ended right around the 2-minute mark. One ended at 140. The other one, Mariana, went long to 240. But knowing that we want to keep this as tight as we can, let's cut out those extra 40 seconds and agree with everybody that stopped at around 2 minutes. So again, at the moment, let's say 2 minutes and 2 seconds, just to see if we can cut off those extra 2 or 4 seconds. But we'll use that for now. And then for this next one, we've got 3 people starting at 2:08. So that looks like that's good, got good agreement. And then we've got Sabah stopped at 2:14, but we've got 3 people that went to 2:40. Oh, no, that's 4:40. So 2:40, 2:42. And then the other ones went longer, Renasia and Mariana. So again, at the moment, since we want to keep it briefer, oh, and Sabah has this one, which is 2:29 to 2:40. So that's actually 3 people stopping at 2:40. So let's make it again 2:42 just to see if we could use those extra 2 seconds, or maybe we'll cut it back to 2:40 like Johnny and Sabah did. So then the next one, we've got 3:44, 3:44. This one's 3:39. So again, just in case there's something from 3:39 to 3:44, we'll start at 3:49, but maybe we'll cut down to 3:44. And then it's all over the board where people are stopping here. Let's see, we've got 3:36, 4:17, 4:43. So there's really not much correlation there. So how do you guys think we ought to handle this in terms of not a lot of correlation about where to stop that? So that's actually 3:39 instead of 3:49, Katie, on that, the one that we're considering now. And so at the moment, yeah. So at the moment, so we're not hung up on it. I guess let's put it so all the way to the maximum at the moment. I see another clip here from 3:40 to 5:10. So that's a second clip that this one can get cut up into. 3:40. Let's at the moment, just so we're not hung up on it, let's just say 5:17 and put a star next to it that we really need to figure out where to end this one, because we probably want to cut it down a bit from there. But let's see if we can figure out, where to end it better. And then okay, and then we have 5:20. So let's see, who's Sabah? So, well, I think it just depends on intention, because here's Sabah, like you took this clip, which is a 4-minute clip, which could be valuable 4-minute clip, and maybe we would use that 4-minute clip, somewhere, but it doesn't give us a lot of editing, capability when we have a 4-minute block, especially if we're trying to get the whole video down to something tight. So I think looking more like 5:19 to 6:15. So there's a correlation between that and Sabaz. They both cover that time span. Nobody else seems to have that though. And that's almost a minute in and of itself. I think let's put 5:19 to 6:15 down, but let's put a couple question marks to be critical of it and see if we really do want to keep it or whether it gets the axe. Because again, 5 of you didn't have that clip on your matrix. For the next one, 6:16 to 7:04. So this one covers some of that. Not a lot of correlation here either. There's a little bit between 7:10 and 7:14 and 7:04. So let's leave 7:14 as the outside. Let's leave 6:16 as the beginning, but you can make a note, Katie, that maybe it should be 6:37 as the starting point. So we'll start with 16. We'll see 6:16. We'll see if we can cut it down to 6:37 or 6:40. And we'll go into 7:14 and see if it should be cut down to 7:10 or 7:04. So now actually we're starting to get a little bit more of a hang of how we've got a general starting point. In this case, we've got a general starting point of either 6:16 or 6:37 or 6:28 or 6:40. So this is where, again, we can identify that it should start somewhere in there, and we've got to find like the natural starting point of that. And then, let's see, 7:14, 7:43, 7:45. So it's a little bit tough, and these are going across the board as well. So let's say, well, again, I think we have to put, should we start at 7:01, 7:14, 7:35, or 7:43? So I think we kind of have to, this is a case where we got to do some analysis and see, well, if we start at 7:01, what are we including? What are we dropping out if we go from 7:01 to 7:14? So I think in terms of, again, mapping it out, Katie, is just kind of putting the 4. I think what we should do, you guys tell me if you like this kind of technique. Let me do it like this. We'll see. See what you guys think about this. So 7:01 is one possibility. 7:14 is another possibility. You guys see where I'm going with this? That we're mapping out what our possible starting points are so that we can do an analysis between several of them and see. Oops. I think it's going to be easier the way this is looking. I'm having a hard time reading it. Let's put spaces in between the slashes. Or maybe even use a different symbol than a slash. Okay, I think the thing, oh wow, we're already at 7:30. Oh my goodness, I apologize. I didn't see that we were already there. I don't want to go on and on and on. I know we've already been going for an hour and a half. So I think we're fairly close to seeing where we need to go with this, just finishing up this process that we're in. We can each assess if we want and give like a final, like where we would cut it. or 2 or 3 people can get together and work on it together to sort out these final start and stops once the other correlated. I mean, there's a couple more correlations to be added in here, but you guys are getting the process, right? So who wants to be responsible for finishing this process? I think let's have 3 people work together to finish this and then give us what the final starts and stops of all these clips should be. So who would like to be the 3 people to do that?
I can.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I can help Katie.
Great, thank you, Mark.
Also,
Who was the last one?
Maria, I can also help.
Maria? Okay, great. I appreciate it. I want, since you guys are, 3 leaders, and as leaders, you have additional responsibilities as well. I would really love if at least 1 or 2 of the other people, but at least 1 is somebody that's not a leader, so we can have some more help with that. Renasia, you want to be in on that?
I will do it as well.
Okay, awesome. So let's have Katie and Mariana and Renasia do that part, and then the last thing, and I want to wrap this up as quickly as we can, and then what we'll have to do in terms of the brainstorming and stuff, we're going to have to save the brainstorming portion until Thursday, clearly. But what we'll do is I'm going to work with the team leaders, since we don't really have the assignment spelled out right now, that we'll get the assignment spelled out by tomorrow morning. And not that you guys as team leaders need to necessarily work with me by tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow morning, I'll have some ideas. And then if you won't, we'll text back and forth, we'll chat back and forth in the executive team chat to sort out how we're going to present this. Okay, so we'll just kind of leave it at that for now. We'll maybe set up a time tomorrow morning if you guys are available for us to have a quick Zoom session or something, some way for us to kind of get on the same page with it. We'll chat back and forth to see. The last thing that I wanted to cover, but I know that is there anything else that you guys as team leaders want to cover before we wrap up tonight, as we're kind of rushing to wrap up? No? Maria, no? Okay, that's great. So the last thing that I want to share, let me just check here. Okay, last thing I want to share as we're wrapping up. Yeah, Renasia, you want to say something?
Can someone send a link for the combined video clips again in the chat? I got logged off. My Wi-Fi cut off, so the chat isn't. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you, Renasia. Thank you, Katie. Okay, great. Renasia, your hand is still up. Did you want to say something, or you just need to put it down? Renasia, your hand is up still. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to take it off now. My
Okay.
screen minimized, and I'm trying to get it back up.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries, you're on it. That's perfect. Okay, great. So let me just share before we wrap up here, because you guys already get the process of it. We went over it last week in terms of the time tracker. It's just that we want to make sure that we're like totally on top of it, especially for this week. So what we're going to do is, as soon as we create the assignment and share it out tomorrow morning, and let me, is there anybody on the team that's still going to be working tonight? Because if you're going to be working tonight, I want to make sure you have something to work on. So is anybody planning on working after the meeting tonight, or is tomorrow morning the earliest that anybody will be working?
I'll be available until 10.
Okay. And do you have anything on your plate right now, Alexis, or do we need to give you something Okay. So what I'll do, Alexis, is I will chat with you directly about that and set you up for what you can work on tonight. And then, and I think, yeah, let's leave it at that. Let me make a quick note and I will follow up with you quickly after this. Okay, great. So just to quickly share and to finish up here. As we get into the time tracker, so we're going into the research team as the example because that's where we had a lot of stuff last week. Oh, that's not, did I get to the wrong document? Oh, that's right. There's two. This is the one. Okay. So week of November 1st. Let's go back to last week. Okay. So you guys saw how we outlined it last week, and then we ended up, changing it a bit because we changed the videos that we were working with, right? But you guys have the concept down in terms of, you're going to put your actual number of hours for yesterday. Now that yesterday has passed, you're going to put your actual number of hours for today. Once you finish up today, you're going to make sure that whatever hours you're putting in those time frames correlate with whatever task you have, and you're going to have the number of tasks underneath your name. So is everybody really clear about how all of this works, or are there any questions at all? Because this is the week that by the end of the week, I'm going to answer your question in a moment, Alexis. I just want to say that this is the week that by the end of the week, when we are done and come together next week, we want to be able to use that time tracker as like an exact, accounting of all of the tasks that we worked on, all of the hours that we projected and that we actually did, and to have it all super exact in terms of our work allocation. Does everybody get that? Like, there's still been a little bit of like theory, and I'm looking back at last week and it's still got, some of the older stuff on it and that sort of thing. So by the end of this week, it'll be an exact reporting of everything that everybody did with which tasks they worked on, what was expected in advance, what it ended up being actually at the end. And we can go through and see the whole work of the entire team divided up within the time tracker. So does that make sense to everybody? And does everybody agree that they can be responsible for their own portion of the time tracker, that by next Tuesday, every one of us can walk us through in the next meeting? Here I thought it would take an hour. It took me an hour and a half on this one task. An hour of that was on Wednesday, a half hour of it was on Thursday. Then this other task, I thought it was going to be, an hour. It only took me 30 minutes. I did 15 minutes on this day. I did 15 minutes on that day. So does everybody get all of that? Any questions about any of that? Alexis, you had your hand up before. Is there a question that you have?
Yeah, I did have a question for the portion on there that says where people have their docs links uploaded. Can you add more than one document on there, or will it not fit?
Yeah, the challenge, the way that I would do it is I'm not sure if it's going to work right if you have multiple links within the same cell. I think it may be possible, but the easier way to do it, I think, is just to click on the cell and do a right mouse click and then add a comment. Because then in the comment, then you can have, as many lines and paragraphs and links and all that as you want in the comment. So I think it's easier to just attach a comment to that cell and put all the links and all the whatever you want in the comment. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
That way, because each of these cells has a very limited amount of information it can show within the cell, right? So, but the comment, you can see the whole thing within the comment. Does that sound like a good idea to everybody, or does anybody have a better way of managing that? Okay, good. Okay, so any other questions about what we're doing there with the time tracker and how, again, next week it's going to be essentially like our first time in the history of the project that we're going to have everything that we worked on all week long, all laid out perfectly in front of us to be able to see what we projected, what was actual, and add up all the hours that will add up to the exact hours that everybody put in last week. Sound good? Okay, good. Mariana, you want to say something?
Yes, so Jared, now should we be working on the videos you sent us before, like the other ones, or we should just like wait for you to send another one?
Yeah, so the only situation that you'd be working on something like that is if you're ready to put in hours tonight. So far, Alexis is the only person that said she's going to put in hours tonight. Is it a possibility that you might as well, Mariana?
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay, so then I will talk with you as well, and we'll decide what's going to be the best use of your hours tonight. And then what we're going to end up doing, as I was saying, is I'm going to take some time tonight and then connect with the leaders by tomorrow morning to be able to specify what we're going to, each be working on, because I'd like each of the teams to start to get back towards, more of the teamwork. And again, the idea was that we would brainstorm that out and see what everybody thought, but obviously we ran out of time for that. So we're going to figure out what we'll have everybody work on between now and Thursday. And then on Thursday, we'll do the brainstorming that we wanted to do and, kind of see where we're going to go forward with each of the teams. Does that sound good? Okay, great. So I will follow up with you, Mariana and Alexis, via chat. And then also Mariana and Maria and Katie will chat in the executive team to see if there is a time, tomorrow that we can meet on Zoom, or how we can kind of coordinate what the assignment is going to be for the different teams. Okay. And I see, Maria, that you just shared something. Okay. That's the link to your folder, Sabah. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, good. So I think we've covered everything that we need to for tonight. Is there anything, any questions that anybody has, or any comments or anything that anybody wants to share before we wrap up here? Nope. Okay, great. So let's go ahead, and one more round of applause for everybody, because I hope that you guys are taking the same, pride and appreciation of where we're evolving as a team. You can see that we're getting to higher and higher levels of accounting for the work that we're doing, projecting the work that we're doing, collaborating and sharing and setting it all up. They're not here now, but Tatiana and Isatu did really great job on identifying what we could do with ClickUp. And what we decided, just to let you guys know very quickly, was a little bit of a decision within the business team and then also in the executive team, is that for the moment, just because the business team is very thin right now, just Tatiana and Isatu on the business team right now, and they only have a total of 4 hours of work available between the two of them for the week, that we don't have enough time and bandwidth to really be onboarding the whole team into ClickUp or into any other system like that at the moment, that we're really at the moment going to use this time tracker because it's handling our needs sufficiently at the moment. And we'll ride that out for the next few weeks and then really recruit to have a bigger business team and a team that can really, migrate us to Slack and migrate us to ClickUp and that sort of thing, especially now with the showcase and everything that we want to do and putting together all of our procedures and testimonial videos and procedural videos and tutorials and all of that, that now is our time over the next few weeks to get all of that wrapped up and together, rather than trying to onboard to a whole new system and sort through it all and all of that. You guys get that? So just wanted to share. I know the executive team already knew that. Just wanted to share that with all of you guys so that you guys have a sense of where we're at with that. So that's it. Now we'll go ahead and figure out again what the workflow is going to be for the next couple of days. But just again, thank you guys. I really honor and appreciate you. I'm very excited. Thank you again, Katie and Mariana and Maria for agreeing to continue to lead us through the rest of the semester. That's super exciting. We really appreciate your guys' commitment and the great work that you've been doing. So thank you so much. And thank you everybody, Alexis, Johnny, Sabah, and Renasia. Really appreciate the work and the energy that you guys are putting in as well. So thank you guys. We're doing a great job. Keep it up. We're showing the world. We're doing it. We're doing it. So have a great night, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.